Anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, Chief, you seem to have some pull in the city. What can you do about that big Holton monstrosity back there?
What's that?
That big old abandoned school, and there's another one on that side. Really pulling the neighborhood up.
Oh, did you just hear what he said? Charlie LaDuff just said, hey, what are you going to do about that school, that abandoned school right down the street? So if you watch my last video, I was going through the neighborhood on Google Maps, and I was showing you guys the blight within the neighborhood and everything that I said. Even though I haven't even been over there in that area, I had it down packed. I said, I'm pretty sure it's going to be an abandoned building. It's going to be 6 vacant lots. Then it's going to be 1 house. Then it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, four more vacant lots. As soon as I got on Google Maps, it was exactly that. What's going on, y'all? So for those who have been hiding under a rock, we are talking about Charles E. Brooks. This is the man that built his house in the city of Detroit from the ground up. Yes, and when I say house, I mean castle. He built his castle from the ground up, and his video ended up getting viral. He ended up getting a lot of exposure based on where he built his house at and how it looks, with all of the positivity flowing in on this man building this home, this castle. Okay, he has received some backlash from the city of Detroit, and not only the city, from the mayor and from the Detroit Land Bank. Supposedly they are out to take his house, and they are trying their hardest to do it in ways that you wouldn't imagine. If you haven't watched my last video, go ahead and watch it. It's about that situation at hand. But to keep it brief, what ended up happening was they said that there was blight within his compound or whatnot, and supposedly someone called in, a resident within that area called in and said, hey, when is he gonna fix the blight? When is he gonna fix the issues? But as you saw in the last video that I posted, there's blight within the whole city of Detroit. And I only went around a certain neighborhood. I did a little quick scroll through on Google Maps of the area, and when you talk about blight, there's a school right up the street that is vacant, and it either needs to be demolished, sold to someone that can actually fix up that property and do what they will with it. But at the end of the day, there is a lot of blight within the city of Detroit. So for them to attack him on that angle, how do y'all feel about that? So let's get into the updates, okay? I don't know exactly what's been going on as far as the updates, so you're here with me. We're gonna find out together, okay? So without further ado, let's get it popping. Go ahead and hit a like for the algorithm. I appreciate y'all for joining. Let's get it. All right, y'all, let's get it popping. So we are on his page, and the first post that I ran across, it says, all I ever wanted to do was to rebuild Detroit. Never in a million years did I think the malicious actions caused by Mayor Mike Duggan, City of Detroit government, and Detroit Land Bank Authority will have to fear for my life and the safety of my family. And you will clearly see in this article that the mayor's spokesperson continues to stand by the lies that they continue to spread with their official statements. The song used in the diss track says F you to another rapper. Well, with the approval of the mayor, the Detroit Land Bank said F Charles E. Brooks. In Sunday's paper, Ray Solomon clearly stated that the diss track did exactly what it was supposed to do. He has a beautiful house. He has inspired millions to possibly come back to the city of Detroit, or to go wherever you're at and build your dream. At the end of the day, you don't have to be next door to another multi-million-dollar mansion. You don't have to do that. You can build right where you're at. It's messed up that he's being attacked in more ways than one, and the simple fact that he fears for his life and he fears for, the safety of his family. That's crazy. But at the end of the day, the way he's moving, number one, he has God on his side, so that's a major plus. Without him, you can't do nothing. So yeah, that's wild.
Nice to meet you, brother. Same here.
Yeah, it's better to have you this way. So you
I just wanted y'all to get y'all shoes dirty like I had mine.
Yeah.
And I got
Yeah.
bottles on too.
Yeah.
So this is a team effort.
Man, he been talking about you, man.
Yeah, man.
Talking about you for a long time.
Man, God is good. Wow.
Balance us out. Get on in
Yeah,
close.
absolutely.
Come on, everybody.
That's the truth.
You know when y'all
So here we have the
Where's Ray at? Ray, you come up here.
Detroit Police Chief right
Ray,
here
we want
in
you
the
right
middle,
here.
and I saw Charlie LaDuff. I believe he was working with Fox 2 News previously.
The original one.
So, of course, I want you to get some sound too.
Same.
All right, Detroit, today is a good day. And so we were out here on Saturday, and I was with Mr. Brooks and this team behind me, and we did some good work. City of Detroit, volunteers, we all came together, and we helped clean, and we helped move, and we supported Mr. Brooks. And so it's really one team, and as a result, that I reported out on social media and reported out to the media is that I will make a recommendation to the Detroit Land Bank, to the mayor, that the lawsuit be dropped. And guess what? Today, on Monday, based off the hard work and all of us coming together, I'm here to open this binder to hand to you, Mr. Brooks, that the Land Bank sent in the paperwork dismissing that lawsuit on this property right here. So I want to thank you, my friend. This is God's plan.
All right. Woo-hoo! Yeah. That's right. That's right. Going nowhere. That's right.
And I'm handing this to you, Mr. Brooks. And we thank you. And we know, as everyone who's followed this story, that Mr. Brooks did have some health challenges.
Yeah.
And we have to come together to
That's
support
right.
one another. And it was you. It was volunteers. It was everybody coming together right out here to support. And we'll support others like that. Communicate with the city. Communicate with us. These are volunteers. These are violence interrupters as well. Part of our community violence interruption group. So I'll let some of them be able to speak. But just letting Detroit know that it is one love, us coming together to support, and we can do anything. And so the lawsuit has been dropped.
To the ground.
And Mr. Brooks, I would like to give you an opportunity to just speak to Detroit as well.
I'm going to let my chief of operations speak first. This is my son. Speak up, Charlie.
I just want to thank everybody that supported my dad. It's been a rough 2 weeks, you know, and the outrage that came about my dad, and our supporters followed because, you know, they appreciate what my dad did over here. You know, it's nothing like it in the world, nothing like it in the city. So we appreciate everybody that stood behind us, and you know, they stood behind us and gave my dad the platform that I feel he always needed. So, you know, get his voice out there. So we appreciate y'all, and let's move forward.
Chief, better sound.
Feels great. I mean, it feels good. I had so many people reach out to me, and they were like, you got to get involved. And I did. And just, some folks will say, well, why are the police involved? You say, well, how did you get involved, Chief? But when this went viral, we had so many folks coming over here. This is remarkable. He's actually called the mayor of the East Side. And so I was standing here and I saw all the different cars going by, spectators going by. And when you go viral, you do have people that threaten you. And so he did receive some threats. And based off of those threats, I definitely put a detail here to ensure his safety. But also, I'm a problem solver. And so the media goes out and you all say that y'all the problem solvers. I'm a problem solver as well, and these are all problem solvers. And so as a result, we came together, put in some sweat equity, and it's cleaned up. This is beautiful. He has shown that he can complete a project.
Yes.
And look at this. And
Beautiful
so
miracle.
with that, the land bank, the attorneys, they're confident based off the work that's been done, the debris has been removed, and we know that he's going to complete this project. And we want to support him.
All right, so tell us how you feel right now.
First and foremost, I want to give honor to God, true and living God, who has brought this moment together. And it's so much, like my son said, in the last 2 weeks. It's been one of the roughest 2 weeks in my life, but I give great honor today. And this couldn't have happened on a better day. Today we celebrate my deceased son's birthday, his heavenly birthday. So we're celebrating that today in victory, as well as what has happened here in the city of Detroit. I made a promise to God a long time ago that I would rebuild this city. And today I feel like Joshua. Well, throughout the process, I've been feeling like Joshua. And this last 2 weeks really made that J, a capital J, to realize what was really going on. But I prayed all day and night and began to give God thanks. And before you know it, God just sent angels. All of my brothers here, Ray Winans, the chief reached out, and it's heartfelt. I want to thank you again, Chief. I just want to thank you for not only being the chief of Detroit Police, but you are my brother's keeper, and you've done everything that you promised to do and some more. So from the bottom of my heart, from my family, from the community, from the listening audience, everyone, we want to thank you. And so it's been a roller coaster ride. I want to thank Charlie LaDuff too, because he played a major part in this. There's so many people that we want to thank that helped us carry this out. But like I said, we couldn't have did this without a team, and everybody came and unified when they found out that what the devil had meant for evil, God turned it around for good. Because yes, I had a real bad sickness, and I was healing. But during my illness, as I was being healed, I was being kicked and pummeled while I was down. But God sent me a legion of angels to just circumvent everything that the enemy threw at us. And so today, they talked about me crying on TV last week and crying and stuff, but the tears that I cried were not the tears about me crying about my situation. I was actually crying for the whole world, for a unity. And based on what the community and how they came together, this is unprecedented in the city of Detroit. What has actually happened, we've had all walks. We had the veterans over here, the youth, and it's been an ongoing support. And this was the unofficial launch of No Block Left Behind that we've been working on behind the scenes. And Chief didn't even know about it. And it was like we hadn't released it, and it was behind the scenes. But slowly but surely, this is the crux and the foundation of actually what we want to do for Detroit. Because there is no big I's and little U's in the city of Detroit. The only way that we can rebuild our city, it starts with a team like this. And I'm telling you, they came together. They came together in a way that I've never even imagined that it would be, an outpouring of support all across the city. So this is not the end. This is only the beginning. The new Detroit starts right here at the Castle on Lakewood in Detroit, and we're going to take this abroad. And again, I thank everyone who has reached out and continue to do this. And like I said, again, thank you, Chief. I can't thank you enough. And we locked in for life, baby.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That's right.
Can I interject with a question?
Yeah.
Is anyone from the Duggan administration or land bank here?
I'm from the Duggan administration. I'm a city of Detroit employee, and so the chief of police, and so you could say yes.
Okay, so the suit was by Duggan and the land bank. Is there a reason no one within his group and the land bank is here? Chief of Staff Racing?
Yes, it is. And the reason why is because it was cultural continuity and it was community led. And so when they put it together, it was an agreement that was reached by community and Duggan administration. That's how we got to this point. And so it was certain things that Mr. Brooks wanted. It was certain things that the land bank wanted to see. And so together we had mediators. Blessed are the peacemakers. And so again, yes, as well as community CVI groups, right? And so we are our brother's keeper because this was a community issue. And like we told Mr. Brooks from the very beginning, it's not the community here to have your back. We're by your side and to build a bridge of communication. So Mr. Brooks and his family expressed what they wanted. The city expressed what they wanted, and everybody got what they want. That's why this paperwork is here. So the administration is present.
Conflict resolution 101.
Yeah, it is accurate. Ray Winans is a community advocate, and he actually reached out to the mayor, had conversations with the mayor that I wasn't even privy to. And so we both showed up here together to ensure that this was resolved, to resolve the issue. And in short order, we resolved the issue.
Would you say that any of this, I know you don't work for the land bank, that's why I asked if they were here, would you say that any of this structure remains blighted by the city standards?
The structure right here, what I would say is that in having a conversation with the land bank attorney, the issue was the debris that was around this structure. It was the construction debris. And so this property right here is secured. It is enclosed, but it was the construction debris that was on the front, and that has been removed. And this is the land bank is confident that their issues have been addressed, and therefore they dropped the suit.
Violet, if I may add to that, I haven't actually read the paperwork, but I'm pretty sure with the chief presenting this to me, this gives me back control of my home. It gives me back full control of 4219 Chalmers. It's back in my name. They have released whatever documents. Even though that I have the paper in my hand, I've dealt with the land bank before, they still have to file the paperwork with the court system, notifying the court that it's back mines again. So I'm confident that we got the paperwork. Y'all can see this is it.
So you have other properties that they've sued, though. At those properties, is there debris on the premises? What is the reason those properties are blighted? Are soon to be dismissed?
I lost those homes. I lost those properties.
But there are currently 3 under compliance.
It's 3 under compliance. That's right now. That was under the same context of these frivolous lawsuits and stuff. Same context. Actually, they were in better shape than what was over here. There was no debris on the ground. So I know that we didn't call for this to happen, but I know you're concerned about it. Those are issues that have been brought to the mayor's office, as well as they're very well aware that I am under extortion attempt in those consent agreements. So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm talking about the 3 properties. Yes.
What I would jump in and say to that is this: just like community stepped up, and like this group stepped up to resolve and solve problems, I'm pretty sure that my brothers right here, etc., will jump in to do what we need to do to address those as well.
Absolutely.
I'm confident in Mr. Brooks.
Yes, well, so Mr. Brooks has better looking properties. There are 2,000 people in Longshore. 7,000 more have had to go through the compliance agreement process, which they say is onerous, involves many deadlines. What would you say to all those people who are looking at this today and saying, I see a house with a bird still on it. My house was nicer than that. Why did I have
Call the land bank and make proper adjustments and arrangements for them. Develop a line of communication, right? Blessed are the peacemakers, right? Listen, you is acting an appointed official when you ask that question.
Appointed by the mayor?
No, I'm appointed by God. I'm appointed by God. And so,
Answer that question.
Same thing that he just said. That is my response. Call the land bank, get into an agreement, and work towards moving it. If you show due diligence, we're confident that you can get it resolved.
I'm going to have to disagree, because I'm one of those people, and I'm not going to call the land bank because I'm being extorted in those consent agreements. So I don't want to give false information and give false hope to people, because people lost properties today. So what I want to do, I want to keep it real. I'm currently dealing with it right now, and they're not peacemakers and negotiators. So I'm not going to sit here and paint a pretty picture from the land bank. I don't care if we're on camera. I'm going to tell the truth. If you call the land bank, they do not work with. That's why all this is involved.
He ain't
I
playing.
had a stroke.
He
That's why
telling the
I ended
truth.
up here, and they still sued me, and they knew that. So I'm not going to clear this up, and I don't care who wants me to cut the camera. I'm going to tell the truth, because the world needs to know. The land bank still needs to be shut down, and it still needs to be addressed. God sent these people here to me.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, Chief, you seem to have some pull in the city. What can you do about that big hole to the monstrosity back there?
What's that?
That big old abandoned school, and there's another one on the other side. Really pulled the neighborhood.
Oh, did you just hear what he said? Charlie LaDuff just said, hey, what are you going to do about that school? That abandoned school right down the street. So if you watch my last video, I was going through the neighborhood on Google Maps, and I was showing you guys the blight within the neighborhood and everything that I said. Even though I haven't even been over there in that area, I had it down packed. I said, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an abandoned building. It's gonna be 6 vacant lots. Then it's gonna be 1 house. Then it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, four more vacant lots. As soon as I got on Google Maps, it was exactly that. But he just brought up a point. What are you gonna do about the blight that's right down the street? Because you're trying to get him out of his house, but we have blight right down the street and you're not doing anything about it. City of Detroit, Land Bank, whoever. What are you going to do about it? We got a lot to talk about. We about to keep it going though.
Hey, it might be Detroit Public Schools Community District, but I can always look into it. And like I said, we're problem solvers and we're going to solve one problem at a time.
You ain't got no
Probably
choice
they're owned by the city. They're owned. Both schools are owned by the city, and they just put them back on the market for $99,000 a piece.
There we go.
Yeah, they just put them back on the market in February.
So they for sale?
They're for sale. They've been for sale. They've been trying to sell them for years.
Has this been filed with the court dismissal yet? Or?
No, they're putting in the paper. So it got fresh in my hands, and they're putting it in, so it will be filed, and so the leads and the list will be released on this property.
I'll be able to give you the official documents once they release it or whatever, you know.
Oh, and he just got here. He's a little late, so if he can redo everything he just did.
You'll be able to get that.
And if I may, you know, that this is a city where we turn to each other, not on each other. And we are very, very appreciative of Mr. Brooks' advocacy in this space. And it's needed to be able to, when there's our gaps and there are problems, we need to fix them. You know, and so it's good that he's putting it out there to show where some places are broken with the land bank. There's no agency that's perfect at all. You know, and so when those imperfections arise, I'm sure the mayor's a leader who wants to fix problems because he's an innovative person. And so thank you, Mr. Brooks, for identifying some of those gaps, and we need to just work together to make sure that citizens of the city of Detroit are treated with dignity and respect, and that's what the mayor demand, that's what the chief demand, and that's what we demand as a community.
So there you have it, guys. We heard it from Charles E. Brooks Jr. According to him, and according to the Detroit police and everyone that was there, they were really trying to take his house. So at the end of the day, it's a messed up situation, but he got his situation rectified. The thing about this is that everybody is not going to have or be put into this position to where they're able to get the lawsuit dropped. If anything like that was to arise, and we know that the Detroit Land Bank, they're literally taking houses left and right. I don't know the reasoning behind it, but whatever the case may be, yes, call them, try to figure out a plan, okay? And if you're not able to rectify the situation from there, then you know what? Do just like how he did. Take video footage of what's going on, let the world know, and social media will do its thing. You know what I'm saying? If you have something to the point to where, you know, it's valid, it's gonna take off, okay? So not only, you know, the people within the community will look out for you, but the people within the social media community will look out for you. All in all, like I said, it's a messed up situation. They said, hey, we're doing this because of the blight within your compound. But like I said, literally, if you watch the last video that I posted, it is blight throughout that neighborhood. And it's pinpointing right back to the city of Detroit, because there are abandoned buildings, there are abandoned homes within that area, and they need to rectify those issues before they start targeting people like him. He's a stand-up citizen, and he goes by the quote, "No block left behind." And what that means is literally that, no block left behind. He's gonna try to do what he can to help the city out. He's gonna put in his 2 cents to make sure that the city is where it should be before he passes away, and that's dope. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. I'm happy that he did get the lawsuit dropped, but this can be for TV. They might drop it now, but who's to say they won't come back in the next couple years after everything dies down and try to attack him again. So we have to keep that type of stuff in mind. You know, people do things and businesses do things just to make sure that they're not, you know what I'm saying, looked at as being shady or whatever the case may be, because there's a lot of people looking at them at that moment. Based on, you know, the stories that I've heard, they are treacherous at the end of the day. So I'm happy that this is a positive outcome. If you're from Detroit, you know, let me know about the blight in the neighborhoods. Let me know for real. Keep it real down below in the comments, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of issues going on within the city. And as far as like the money flow, there's no money flowing into the communities. The money is being pushed right downtown. You know what I'm saying? The only money that's being pushed within the black communities, like in the hoods, is more policing and, you know, those shot spotters. With that being said, y'all, let me know how y'all feel about this video. Until next time, y'all be smooth.